Hello, I'm Katherine O'Fallon, the Executive Director of the Marine Research Hub, leading efforts to advance ocean solutions and innovation in Florida and beyond. By 2030, the global ocean economy is projected to reach $3 trillion and 40 million jobs. And Florida, surrounded by water, is uniquely positioned to lead the way with marine solutions with a global impact. At the Marine Research Hub, we connect stakeholders, elevate oceanographic research, and commercialize marketable solutions that drive investment opportunities, create sustainable jobs, and ultimately protect our marine and coastal environments. Founded in 2017, the Marine Research Hub bridges the gap between scientific discovery and real-world application. Through collaboration between researchers, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and industry leaders, we accelerate commercialization, investment, and ecosystem building, creating lasting impact for our oceans and coastal communities. We are just beginning to make waves, and the potential is limitless. Join us as we fuel the blue economy through innovation, sustainability, and strategic investment, from Florida to the entire world. Welcome to this episode of the Blue Economy Podcast. I'm your host, Katherine O'Fallon, the Executive Director with the Marine Research Hub. Today's episode is really special because we are taking an opportunity to spotlight some of the nominees from our third annual Marine Research Hub Innovation and Sustainability Award at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show 2025. We launched these awards at FLIBS 3 years ago to recognize, honor, and elevate companies and organizations with a commitment to innovation and sustainability across the entire marine sector. Whether it's areas of environmental conservation, renewable energy, social impact, blue-green technology, eco-conscious products, sustainable practices, or community-driven initiatives, we are seeking to honor the most impactful and forward-thinking efforts in the marine industry at FLIBS. These awards focus in 4 categories: blue-green technology and innovation, ecotourism, sustainable practices and conservation projects, sustainable design and architecture, and lastly, the 4th one, sustainable company projects. As I mentioned, this is an opportunity just to recognize the leaders in the marine industry who are redefining sustainable design, technology, operations, and conservation that's building the blue economy. It's also an opportunity to connect others with these solutions and initiatives so that they can scale them at their own facilities, develop, and hopefully accelerate to have a larger impact. These awards and events are made possible by our generous partners and sponsors across our Marine Research Hub ecosystem. But specifically, I want to thank a few sponsors that have been supporting this since we started 3 years ago. We have a leaning water filtration system, D'Angelo Marine Exhaust, Total Marine Solution, along with Marine Industries Association of South Florida, the owners of the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show, and Informa Markets, who produce this amazing show every year. Keep an eye out for future shorts of our other nominees, because we only have a chance to get into 3 today, but we will have some shorter segments with some of the other nominees that we had a chance to sit down with here at the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. So now let's get right into it, as we're gonna go pop over to some of their booths and interview and chat with Silent Yachts, Sunreef Yachts, and the Whale and Vessel Safety Taskforce, an initiative supported by Viking Marine Group. I'm gonna talk to some of them, learn a little bit about their initiatives as they're leading sustainability with their technology, their design, different programs and approaches. And so let's go check them out. Welcome to another episode of the Marine Research Hub's Innovation and Sustainability Awards, FLIBS 2025. I'm sitting down here with Steve from Silent Yachts, who is the winner of this year's 2025 Blue-Green Technology and Innovation, Silent Yachts. I'm super excited to be sitting here with you, Steve, at the boat show right now. And I want to just tell everyone a little bit about why you guys are unique in this space and what's happening with the Silent Yachts right now.
Thanks, Kate. We're delighted to have received the award. We're very proud, and we're proud to be part of the sustainability of the yachting industry.
Steve, what is your role with Silent Yachts? That's really kind of what I wanted to know. And then how long have you guys been in a company and been in production, all of that?
So I'm Steve Bell. I'm the joint CEO at Silent Yachts, working with Fabrizio Iera at the shipyard in Italy. Silent Yachts, the brand was formed in 2009 by the founder of the company. The production of yachts really started in sort of volume in 2016, 2017. We acquired the company 2 years ago. We've invested heavily in the shipyard, in innovation, technology of software and manufacturing processes. So I run the tech and the global sales, where Fabrizio runs the shipyard back in Italy.
A good collaboration there.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, so I come from a background of as a trainer for yachts in sailing and in power, and electronics background, which has worked really well with what we're doing here at Silent Yachts.
So tell me a little bit more about the tech. What makes Silent Yachts unique from other vessels that really makes, sustainable?
So we're ground up solar electric yachts. So this is designed around solar electric. It's not designed around a conventional gas engine, diesel engine, and then adding some batteries and some hybrid system. It's run off 2 electric motors, a substantial amount of kilowatt storage of this yacht, 350 kilowatt hours of storage, and 17 kilowatt peak of solar. So It's built around solar electric ground up, and that's what makes us unique. There's a lot of yachts out here that have lithium power storage to help run the yacht silent at night. Yeah. But in terms of propulsion, still using conventional diesel engines.
Gotcha.
So we are electric drives, which makes us silent. So, of course, if there's no sunshine or you want to do massive long distances, we do have a range extender generator.
Okay.
So you cannot, but this yacht over in the Bahamas would happily do 2 or 3 hours cruising a day, sit at anchor, run the air conditioning at night, and with the sunshine, fully sustainable without diesel power.
With no diesel. Yeah. It's the backup. You have the backup there, but what are you really don't have to use it, especially if you've got the solar. That's the goal.
Imagine having an off-grid house. You would manage your power. And it's exactly the same with our Silent Yachts. It's an off-grid yacht.
Yeah, and you just manage the system so that you can basically, go for long periods of time if it is cloudy or not too much sun. Well, today's not too bad. There's a few clouds here and there, but you'll be charging up a little bit. You mentioned to me earlier that you're going to be bringing a boat over or across the Atlantic. Yeah. So how long will that take you guys?
It's probably 4 to 5 weeks, depending on the wind and the weather. Yeah. And so we'll head from Gibraltar down to the Canaries. From the Canaries, we'll fill up with fuel just so we're full of fuel, on 2,000-litre tank if need be. Yeah. And then we'll head south again until we hit the trade winds and the northern equatorial currents. We'll turn right, put the kite up, and end up in Antigua.
Oh, so there you go.
The plan is probably 4 weeks. But again, depending on the sunshine and the currents and the wind, will depend on how much solar we're gaining, etc. So we're not in a rush. We're just going to fish and enjoy ourselves.
Enjoy yourselves. Absolutely. Well, that's what it is all about, right? Yeah. That's part of the pleasure of being able to, be out in the ocean is kind of take your time, hopefully. So you build and manufacture in Italy, I think you mentioned, right? Yeah. But you also have U.S.-based locations as well.
So our shipyard in Fano on the east coast of Italy, between Ancona and Rimini, about 100 miles south of Venice. For people who will know where Venice is for sure. We have a wholly owned subsidiary here in Fort Lauderdale to support our customers here, not only on sales, but in after sales with full support services
as well. Yeah, that's excellent. So if anyone is looking to purchase a Silent Yacht or to learn more about you or even follow along, I think you mentioned posting some great live feeds and stuff coming across, and just follow along with what you guys are doing in the tech space of this. Where would they go to check you out?
So the website silent-yachts.com will have all the technology seed, all the reports, all the testing of the yachts, and there will be a link on that to our feed across the Atlantic so that you can see the videos and our progress So anyone who wants to have a look at that can visit the website, and you can email us if you've got any specific questions, and we're happy to engage.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Steve, for just taking some time to sit with me. I know it's going to be a busy day here today. Hopefully lots of good sales going on and customers coming through. So if you want to follow along and learn some more about this year's Innovation and Sustainability Award for the Blue Green Tech Silent Yachts for 2025, you can check them out on their website. We hope to see you again on our next episode. Thanks so much. And that's it. So welcome to another episode of our Innovation and Sustainability Awards with Marine Research Hub. This year, I am so excited. Our 2025 is in its third year of the Innovation and Sustainability Award. And I'm sitting down with Arthur from Sunreef Yachts. And I'm super excited for sitting with you because this is the third year of our awards, and it's the third year that Sunreef has been a part of this as a nominee. And actually, the first year, you guys were the overall winners.
That is correct.
I'm super excited because every year you're coming up with new innovations. So tell me, what is the newest thing this year for Sunreef Yachts?
You know, we do a whole variety of things to make the boating experience more reasonable, more responsible, more energy efficient, cleaner. The most recent innovation is we're moving away from teak wood. So no more teak wood on Sunreef decks, but that doesn't mean we're sacrificing luxury. You know, we have customers that are used to the very high end of, level of finish. And they expected us to come up with, okay, if you don't want to use teak, then please come up with an alternative that is just as good. And right now we're using two natural wooden alternative solutions that are slightly darker than teak, but have the same luxury feel. They're also better than teak in many ways. They have better thermal insulation. So this means ultimately you will need less power to cool down your cabin, so you're going to consume less energy with your air conditioning. So yeah, really looks like we have a nice alternative here.
And I know that we've got a couple boats here. Is the teak on this boat right now? That
Still
new?
Not, no. The yachts that we're launching at the moment, we launched a couple of these with the natural teak alternative.
Yeah.
So it's started like a month or 2 months ago.
Oh, so
and,
it's
a very recent innovation, but already tested.
That's awesome. So that's what you submitted this year. But talk about just kind of all the innovation that's kind of gone on, or especially over the last couple of years with Sunreef Yachts. I think it's one of the coolest catamarans out there. Really very cool because I just love the space that it has. But what about the innovation and tech going on?
Yeah, there's it's a very broad subject.
That's
right?
a lot.
Whenever someone asks me like a general question like this, it's very hard to just, try and focus on one most important thing. I mean, the most important thing would be, okay, we have an entire range that we call the Sunreef Yachts Eco. And this means, if you come and see me and you want to buy or build a Sunreef Eco catamaran, first thing, you can go for electric propulsion or hybrid propulsion. Then if you want a sail catamaran, we will have a hydro generation system, right? So whenever you're cruising under sail, you're going to be generating energy with your propellers. We have our own solar tech, right?
Yeah.
This is how you spot the Sunreef Yacht Eco from afar, right? So there's what we call the solar skin. So that means we've integrated solar panels in the entire structure of the yacht. So this means you have a constant supply of clean energy. This year in Cannes, we presented an 80 power, and I had a chat with the captain about, what the energy that he generates with the solar. And he was telling me that he's able to power everything on board, all the air conditioning, all the amenities, every single thing on board with solar, and he's still energy positive. He's generating energy on top of that.
That's amazing.
So if you can already do that, this is amazing.
That's amazing. So really, I mean, you're basically self-sufficient.
You are at anchor. You can be fully autonomous, and then of course, when you're underway, you're limited to a certain autonomy. But then again, if you go for a sailing catamaran, you're even more autonomous because you enjoy, the most natural source of propulsion, wind. Wind,
exactly. Well, today you must be gathering a lot of energy with all the solar skin right now because it is sunny here today and a beautiful day. And it wraps all the way around. Like it's just like you're covered in the solar skin.
Yeah, so it's fully integrated in the composite. So it's one of the options that we present our customers. And most of the customers that build an electric yacht with us will choose to install the solar skin. Now, you mentioned that we keep coming up with new things. There are generations to the solar skin system. So right now we're at generation 4. 4.0 means that we're going to have even more efficient solar power, but also the aesthetical appeal is going to be, let's say, polished, because we're going to have, usually you see that small grid of like aluminum in the solar panels right now.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
working on a system that has like a complete flat black surface, like a stealth solar panel. That's also interesting because it's when you want to market green tech to the high-end clientele,
Yeah.
you need to make it look attractive.
It's got to look, I mean, that is it. Like when you're talking about high end, when you talked about the teak, not looking as comparable. The people don't want to always know that it's the eco-friendly. They like knowing it, but they don't want to see it. They want to see it look like it was the way it was before.
Yeah. So
And
you
these are
come up
doing
with
it.
something relevant
Yeah.
and also just something that will be appealing.
Yeah.
You want to make the green tech attractive.
Attractive, yeah, and look beautiful at the scale.
Yeah.
So where are you guys based out of? Remind me.
So we're in Gdansk in Poland, that's in Central Europe, and we also have a second shipyard in the Emirates in Rasselheim.
All right. And so if people want to learn a little bit more about the technology that you guys are working on and innovation, but also where they can potentially purchase and look for buying a Sunreef yacht, where do they go?
If you are here in Fort Lauderdale, the quickest thing to do is to stop by the Sunreef Yachts office in Las Olas, recently inaugurated. And then if you're not, then sunreefyachts.com.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you for joining me for just a quick little chat. And I'm really excited to every year see the new innovation and technology and appreciate the fact that you guys have been with us from the very beginning of starting the Innovation and Sustainability Award 3 years ago. And we hope that you guys continue to submit every single year coming forward. So thank you again, Arthur, for taking the time. Enjoy the rest of the show. And thanks, everyone. Go to Sunreef Yachts to learn a little bit more. And we'll see you next time. Welcome, and I'm here sitting today with the winners of the Marine Research Hub Innovation and Sustainability Award at FLIBS in the category of ecotourism and education and sustainability. And I'm sitting down here with John, who is part of the Whale and Vessel Safety Taskforce. Sometimes I'll get it, WAVS. So you won this year. I'm really glad you submitted. Thank you for submitting. Sure. Tell me a little bit about the WAVS. I'm just going to shorten it right now. WAVS. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, no. So first of all, we're really appreciative for winning that award. It's a great honor. But really what the WAVS task force is all about is a few years ago, there was a proposed rule that was coming out that was really going to have a significant impact on boaters along the East Coast. The rule itself was designed to protect the critically endangered North Atlantic whale, which does have some serious conservation concerns about it. The stock is very low. It's not having a lot of offspring. And it was one species that was really hunted towards near extinction, 100 years ago. But it's just had trouble recovering to the level that some of the other whales have. So we did not deny the fact that we needed to step up and help where we could on this conservation issue. But we also recognized that the rule that was being proposed was going to have a catastrophic impact on our ability to access and operate on the waters. And so what we did was we formed the Whale and Vessel Safety Task Force. And what that basically does is it brings together the marine industry, like the Garmins, like the Simrads, like the Vikings, like the Mercuries, like the Yamahas of the world, that have a vested interest in being on the water and trying to leverage our innovation and our ability to develop products to keep and make boating safer. Because we knew that if we can develop tools like all these instruments you see here and the instrument up on the hard top, we know that we're able to build a safer boat. We know that we are able to put equipment and products on our boats that allow people to operate their boats and to avoid things in the water. So it was a natural fit for us. And what that rule did, even though the rule has been proposed, it really accelerated our interest and our desire to come up with a technology-based solution. And so we've been operating under that mission statement. We've made some tremendous success. We've had a lot of industry support. And I think as a member of the marine industry, I've been very proud about how our industry rallied and said, yeah, this is a problem. Let's see how we can get together. Let's collectively work, even though some of us are competitors. Let's collectively think about how we can support and come up with a real solution that works for the whale and also for the boaters.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not one or the other.
Correct.
It really needs to be something that's going to be beneficial. So how did Viking Marine Group, you're involved, you're the chair of the organization now. Has Viking Marine Group always been involved, or is this something new? How long have you been?
So we formed the WAVS Task Force, I want to say 2.5 years ago. It was a Viking initiative. We felt that we needed to have some venue where we could all come together and work on this in a collaborative way. That was really what the drive was. And so you're correct. I continue to chair the Whale and Vessel Safety Task Force. I'll continue to do that for the near future. But yeah, as I mentioned, the rule that we talked about earlier on, which prompted a lot of this involvement, was withdrawn. But I think what's so important and great to see is that WAVS and the commitment from the industry has continued on. In fact, we had a project that we're just finishing up in Massachusetts that was there this past summer, where we were testing all kinds of things using our thermal cameras coupled with AI classification, AIS direct messaging to vessels through the AIS system. So we were testing a whole bunch of things. So we continue to be committed to this work, and we really believe that the marine industry is an asset that has not been tapped for some of these conservation challenges like the North Atlantic right whale, and we are full in. We're ready to help. Well,
as a marine scientist and for the Marine Research Hub, that is something that we're really happy about. Is our job is to create those collaboration and communication. So working with you guys more is just going to elevate really the goals that you have been working on these last couple of years, and hopefully more people will get involved in this space as well. So it started with one initiative, but now you're working on so many other things. How do you feel about all of this kind of growth and this excitement and recognition of what you guys have been working on?
It's a lot. I'm not going to lie. It's a lot. It's a challenge, but it has to be done. So the dynamic we have with the North Atlantic right whale, I mentioned the stock is very low. There's 384 of them left. They are on an increase. But the long-term challenge, like when you think about this from that perspective, obviously when the stock is low, you want to protect every single one. That's critically important, right? As the stock and population increases, you have more whales around, so risk actually increases. So you're in this trap that we want to we need to come up with other tools, is basically what it comes down to. We can't just have one tool and say, our solution to this problem is that all boats are going to go 10 knots for 7 months out of the year. Yeah. There's got to be smarter, better ways of doing it. And so that's ultimately, we're not looking at even like right now, but like long term, if this population of whales does increase and we see a lot more of them off the coast of Florida in the wintertime and up in Cape Cod Bay in the summer, we're going to have another tool besides just saying go slow.
Not just right whales. I mean, you've got manatees around here. We've got turtles. You've got a ton of different larger marine organisms, and also just the safety in general. So I continue, what you guys are working on is great. Bringing everybody together is the best thing that can be done that's going to accelerate solutions. So if people wanted to find out a little bit more about the WAVS program, Viking, where can they go and follow and learn some more about this?
Yeah, so we have a website. It's the WAVStaskforce.com. So we've got a lot of interesting things about what we've been doing. We have some publications even from some of our members on this topic, really interesting things about risk modeling, AI and its application for this type of work and detection, detecting things in the water. We also have some information about the boat project that we did with Contender, Yamaha, and a whole bunch of other partners.
Wow.
Garmin, Simrad, you name it, FLIR.
I think we're going to have a longer episode.
There's a lot we can cover. But all that sort of stuff is there. And we're going to continue out through the next few months with that boat. And then we're rolling into another project that we got a grant for that's really going to try to nail down risk on a more size-appropriate scale. So there's a complicated risk encounter model that's used to evaluate how to manage vessel traffic in response to North Atlantic right whales and where they are and all that kind of stuff. But it assumes all boats 65 foot and larger are basically the same.
Yeah,
their risk footprint is the same, and we know it's not.
Yep.
These boats are highly maneuverable.
Yep.
And so the project that we're launching into in the coming weeks will be exactly that, is trying to get more operational characteristics from boats like this and others, fast ferries, for example, so we can then start to tailor management measures for specific size classes of vessels, which I think is a much better approach.
That's amazing. That's awesome. You guys are really doing some great things. So I cannot wait to continue this conversation. I feel like we're going to have a longer episode. But thank you so much for joining me today, John. And congratulations again on being the winner of this year's 2025. So if you want to learn more, check out WAVStaskforce.com and follow us along for our next episode. Thanks. Well, I hope you enjoyed that quick little sit down with those three very different companies here at FLIBS, with Silent Yachts, Sunreef Yachts, and Whale and Vessel Safety Taskforce, supported by Viking. Three very different approaches to the same goal, ultimately, innovation and sustainability across the marine sectors that are going to preserve and protect our oceans. Our goal with the Innovation and Sustainability Award is really about elevating the good work being done across the boating and yachting community. And we want to continue to elevate these and other solutions that create jobs, build business, opportunities for investment, while ultimately preserving and protecting our greatest asset, which is the marine and coastal environments. It's all about building the blue economy. And we want you to continue to support us as we go along throughout this journey. I want to say a special thank you to all of our 2025 nominees and a shout out to the nominees from the past 3 years. We want to continue to grow this, to elevate the solutions, and really engage more people in what we are doing with the Marine Research Hub. I also want to give a special thanks and shout out to our judges this year and for the past 3 years, along with all of our sponsors and partners who've made this possible. If you want to learn more about the Marine Research Hub and our Innovation and Sustainability Awards, along with the other initiatives that we are doing to support and build the blue economy here in South Florida and across the state, visit themarineresearchhub.org and continue to follow us along for our next episode of the Blue Economy podcast to learn more about the innovation, impact, and scalability as we tackle some of our greatest challenges and build the blue economy together. Thank you and have a great day.